All right, today's lesson is about finding the volume of objects. You just use a formula, there's no trick to it. These should be on your cheat sheet and these should be available for you while you're doing your assignment, the chess piece. Now, your book shows you how to find the volume of a rectangular prism, and then it shows you how to find the volume of any prism. Why don't I just teach you what a prism is? A prism is any shape that's the same all the way through. So a loaf of bread, let's pretend like a generic three-dimensional, like if it was a perfectly made loaf of bread, is there a direction I could slice that to get the same slices every time? Yeah, so I'll just quickly draw one up. If I had your traditional sort of loaf of bread like that, if I cut it at an angle like this, am I going to get the same shape every time? No, I'm going to start off with a little corner, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's smaller again. No. Which direction should I cut to get the same slice every time? Top down. If I cut like this, I'm going to get a bread-shaped slice every time. That is a bread-shaped prism. A cube is a square prism. A rectangular prism is just a rectangle, and then sort of you pushed it out. What is this? That's a triangular prism. It's just a triangle that I made 3D. What is a cylinder? What's on the end of a cylinder? A circle, and I just made it 3D. So a prism is any solid that has a uniform cross-section. What does uniform cross-section mean? That means there's a way to slice it to keep getting the same shape. The volume of any prism is the area of the cross-section times by the depth of the object. So if I looked at a rectangular prism, did you have a lesson? It's on YouTube, so I'm asking a rhetorical question here. But did I show you how to find the area of a rectangle? Yes? So if I wanted to find the volume of this prism, what's the area of the cross-section of this? Length times width, so you go length times width. And what am I adding today? If I want to find the volume, I times the area of the cross-section, which you just told me, by the depth. This is a triangular prism here. What is the area of a triangle? Good. So it's 1/2 times by the base times by the height. You can chuck that in brackets. And then what did I add today? What am I timesing that by to make it three-dimensional? Area of the cross-section times by the depth. This is a circle. Look back in your books if you've been taking the notes. What is the area of a circle? Pi r squared, so pi times by the radius squared. What did I add today? If I want to make it 3D, times it by the depth. The last little bit to add on this board is this applies to any prism, as long as I know what the area of the cross-section is. Even weird shape like this. I tried to draw like a little cloud here, and I made it 3D. I haven't given you a formula for the area of a cloud, okay? But if the book, or if I give you the area of that cloud, what would I times it by to get the volume? Times it by the depth. So area of cross section, whatever the shape is, times by the depth. Give me some writing time for that. That's how to find the volume of prisms. This is not notes. This is what you're going to get on with after I finish teaching. So like a few minutes for that. Volume of prisms, and then these other volumes here. And then I'll demonstrate how to find the volume of this chess piece, and then you should do it for your own chess piece. Is it like super hot outside? Like really hot? Like would it be impossible to wear a hoodie? I brought a Yalu fit today. Yalu fit, let's see if I can pull this. But it's a hoodie, it's a bit warm. I also brought some oversized clothes that I'd see if anyone would like. I'd rather give it away to people that appreciate it rather than just just give you some personal good. I'd still need permission from your parents, but if you identify that you'd like them. One more minute and then I'll go through the volume of a pyramid / cone, volume of a sphere. That's the only formula you need to know. Alright, how do I find the volume of a pyramid or a cone? It's the same formula. What's the difference between a pyramid and a cone? One's a circle on the bottom, one's a square or a rectangle. Doesn't matter. The volume of this is going to be 1/3 of the area of the base, whatever shape it is. Do you have a formula for the area of a circle? Pi r squared. Do you have the formula for a rectangle or a square? Length times width. Times by the height of it. Times by a third. So it's either timesing by a third or dividing that by 3. Same thing. Okay? What's the volume of a sphere? Pi r cubed, and then you times that answer by 4/3. Those are your formula. I'll give you a little bit of time to find that out, and then I'll calculate this volume of this so you can do it for your chess piece. What 3D shape do we have on top of this chess piece design? Pyramid. So I'm hitting this. Is it going to be a circle on the bottom? It's going to be a square because it's 25 by 25. So it's going to be, the working out is going to be 1/3 bracket the area of the base, which is 25 times by 25. And then I'm going to times that by the height. How tall is that pyramid meant to be? 20. So plug that into your calculator. Timesing by a third is the same as dividing by 3, so that's the working out I'll do. 25 times 25 times 20, divide that by 3. 4166.67. What units are we talking about if we're doing volume? Is it square centimeters or cubic centimeters? Cubic, we're talking about little cubes. They're a centimeter by a centimeter. So centimeters with a little 3. Volume of the cylinder in the middle. A cylinder is a form of prism. What shape is the end of a cylinder? Circle. So what's your formula for the volume of a cylinder? Pi times by the radius. I'm told there's 20 across, so what would the radius be? 10 squared times by the depth of it, which is 30, because it's 30 centimeters tall. Plug that into your calculator. 10 squared times by pi times by 30, 9424.78 cubic centimeters. One last bit at the bottom, volume of my, it's not a cube. Why is it not a cube? It's square on the bottom, but it's only 15 centimeters tall. Okay, so volume of that, it's a prism. 25 times by 25 times by 15. .9375 cubic centimeters. So what's the total volume? Total V 9375 plus 9424.78 plus 4, 166, 167, 22, 22,966.45 cubic centimeters polar. Obviously your chess pieces for your assignment are more than 3 pieces, but do a lot of you have little spikes that are all the same? So I find 1 times it by 4, add it all together. Okay. Any questions about that process? The volume should be easier than the surface area. Do I need to deal with unpainted bits with volume?
So for the pyramid, for the third, do you just get the answer, then you just divide it?
Divide by 3. Or you could get the answer, the calculator spit out the answer, and then you go times by 1 divided by 3. You'll get the same thing. Exactly the same. Okay. I'll stop the video there.